guys, it's GameCornerftw for the win here, doing part 14 of my Pokemon Emerald walkthrough, which I hope you guys have been enjoying. So here we go, right off the bat, we go into a trainer battle, and as you'll see in this part, most of what we do here is we go to Meteor Falls to find a Meteorite, which Team Magma is somewhat using, and then it looks like, as you saw in the previous video, how the mountain was blocked off by Team Magma. After this part, you'll see that we go into the mountain and we are about to fight some trainers. Another thing you'll notice in this part is I start to try avoid trainers, just because, as you see, Numel is 10 levels below Mudkipper, and once I catch some more Pokemon, one of the best ways to train is just train on trainers. But if I battle most of the trainers here, I won't be able to do that. And sure, you can call them back, but then they already have really high Pokemon, and it probably won't go very well. So yeah, as you can see here, you can get a lot of trainers just to go on Pokenav, but like I said, they will have higher Pokemon next time, which is a good thing if you're trying to train your Pokemon up again. But especially if when I do catch Trampinch, it's gonna be a bit harder. So the cool thing about this area is it's kind of like snowing, except it's not snowing. So yeah, it's definitely interesting. Find a Super Repel here. Nothing special about that. And I just check the rock, see if there's an item there. The nice thing about this route here is you can avoid most of the trainers. You will run into a bunch of Pokemon battles, but it's not too bad. Most of the Pokemon that you'll see here are, I think, maybe Slugma, Spinda. I know Spinda's a major one you'll see here. I recommend you don't catch Spinda though, because Spinda is one of the worst Pokemon in the game. It doesn't evolve at all, it stays normal, horrible moveset, horrible stats. It's questionable why it was even brought into the game. So yeah. Most of these battles are Spinda. I think this might be the only location where you can find Spinda. So yes. Glass Workshop, turning ash into glass. So here you can find, this guy will give you the shoot stack. The shoot stack, basically what it does is when you're walking on ash, it fills up depending on how many steps you take. That's what counts as steps. And you can use it to make furniture and some flute items. I don't think the flutes do very much. I think they're one-time use items. They might not be. I hope they're not. So here we get out of this route, and we go to Falber Town. I think that's how you pronounce it. So there's two interesting things about here in this town. One is that there's only two houses. The first house you'll see here is the house of Professor Cosmos, and he's the meteorologist we will find later. As you can see, he went to Meteor Falls with people from Team Magma. If you inspect this crater here, you can find a nugget. I think you can sell it for about 5,000 poke. It's nice, not the best thing, but not too shabby either. Here you'll see the Moo Tutor's house. And the Moo Tutor will, if you say forgot a move in the past, which it learned in the past, so say if I deleted my tackle off Mudkipper and for, let's say, Water Gun, then I can go there, I can relearn tackle. That's not a good example because there's no reason why we want tackle, but you can see the point. So here, it's another interesting house. I guess it was 3 houses in this town, except this one's not in the town. And you'll get dig here. Simple move. It's a nice ground move. It's not the best ground move. It's nowhere near as good as earthquake. So this guy will say he loves fossils basically, and he will never give you any fossils. And I'd assume this room is expanded after you beat the Elite Four. I wouldn't be surprised. And you can probably pick up a fossil here. So this here, the old man will give you an RTM. It's Roar. It's basically like Whirlwind. It's not very good, but simple TM. Run into our trainer here. Nothing special about this. God, the music sounds a lot better, I would say, when you speed it up by 25%. It sounds way more intense. And actually just watching the gameplay looks... I would rather have it at 125% just playing it. And the interesting Pokemon she has here is Lombre. Basically, Lombre is a water grass type. It evolves from Lotad. I kind of like it because it's a cool typing. You rarely ever find water grass. Other than that, its stats aren't great. Its typing's okay, I guess. But its speed stat isn't the best. It evolves again, but I think it's a special evolution. It might be a trade one or an item. And it evolves into kind of like a Lombre, except it has a sombrero. It looks interesting, but it's not my type. So here I go into Lanex's house. I would assume that she is the Pokemon PC owner, since she owns like 8 computers in her house and the books on PCs. I guess the reason she wasn't there is because I've never used a PC, largely because I have 3 Pokemon at this point. And yeah, maybe I will use the PC. I don't know if there's very much benefits, other than that, instead of it saying someone's PC, it just says Lynette's PC. So here I get a protein. I decided to use it on my Swallow. Nice thing about bonuses like this is not only will it raise the stat now, but in the future it'll promote stat gain. It's not by a lot, but it's still nice if you're trying to level up a stat. The only problem with those items is they're not cheap. They're not cheap at all. So here we see the mountain guy. Mountain guy. Hiker Lucas. There we go. Now most hikers you'll see most hikers in general will only be around mountains. But most of them will always have a Geodude. If it's not a Geodude, they'll probably have a single Pokemon, which will probably be like an Onix or something like that. I'm not even sure Onix is in Hoenn. But after a while, they'll stop having Geodudes and they'll have Gravelers, which are essentially just the evolution of Geodude. Geodude's interesting, but again, it's really weak against grass and water. I was about to say rock for a second. And Graveler, the problem with Graveler and Geodude is kind of the same problem I have with Aeron, Larion, and Aggron, I think. I didn't pronounce that right, but is that their speed stat is so slow, and since their typing is so bad, you will take a lot of damage and you will barely be able to dish out damage. They do have good defense stats, but their special defense stats aren't, well, particularly great. So here we go to Meteor Falls. built the full heal here. Now, I don't know if this is just me, but Meteor Falls looks different than it did in Ruby and Sapphire. It looks a bit darker. I like its look a bit more, but I remember it being a lot brighter. So right here, as you'll see, Team Magma take a Meteorite from here. And the interesting about this part is you don't actually have to do any battling. Till this point, every time you've seen Team Magma or Team Aqua, you always had to do some battling. So, yes. Okay. So the interesting thing about this point is, since now Team Aqua has always been the evil team, but now they're acting like they're trying to chase down Team Magma and they're the evil team. It's kind of neat actually, since almost every Pokemon game has had only one, so-called evil team. Yes, so-called. But in Emerald, there's two, Team Aqua and Team Magma, and just because of Groudon and Kyogre. And speaking of which, I will not be using legendaries on my playthrough here. I will catch them. Don't get me wrong, I will catch them. I won't be using the Master Ball. Unless it's Latios and Latias, which run away and they're just too much of a pain to catch normally. But the reason why I don't necessarily like legendaries on my party is just because I like a challenge. So Route 115. Okay, and this is one of those trainer moments where I really just hate it. Just because there's no way I saw that guy. And it would have been hard for me to avoid that battle, because you see the rocks, the breakable rock there, so you think, oh, I'll take the right side of the stairs. So you go in that way, and of course that guy's just waiting. Nonetheless, it's okay. Yeah, very easy. Just a mashup. And the annoying thing about this breakable rock is the only thing I think I find here is basically berries. Yes, berries. I was hoping for maybe a TM or an R protein or one of those big stat boosts. Oh wait. Oh, it's just a great ball. But yeah, so then there's berries. Berries I find really useless unless you're doing something like the berry smash, I think it's called. Then it's okay, but I'm too lazy to grow them and constantly check them. And, oh, I do find a PP up. The only problem with PP ups is they're not really necessarily, well, I like to say usable, just because they're so rare. And at the stage you generally are at, you won't really spend PP up unless you have a really Pokemon you really depend on. It has one of those moves which only has 5 PP. Then you'd probably use the PP up, then I think it would be acceptable. But at my current stage, there's really no point. Now here, I knew I had to get back to Mt.Chimney. So, and since I've already gone through here, I thought, oh, it's gonna be really easy. All these trainers are gonna be defeated, and I'll just be able to go right aside. I'll just use one repel. And I was wrong. I was definitely wrong. As you'll see here, there's 2 more trainers after this guy. I decided just to cut them out, mainly because they had like level 5s. No, around level 8s, I'd say. And I think Mudkipper might have leveled up. It didn't learn anything. Didn't evolve or anything like that. Nothing special here. And here you'll see the guy from before. He helps with the delivery and he will give you a repeat ball. I don't necessarily know what it does. It might, I would assume that if you caught a Pokemon before, let's say a matchup, then it'd be easier to catch, or future matchups would be easier to catch over people's, or if you constantly throw over people's each time, it would improve. I don't know. I just stick to Ultra Balls half the time. There's no reason really not to. So, Vendor of Town, 117. And as you'll see coming up here, it's one of the times where I really don't like Rock Smash. And it's just kind of annoying. It's a small thing. Where basically, as you'll see right here, I go to break it, I break it, and there's a Pokemon. I think the only Pokemon which will come out is a Geodude, and seeing as it's such a low level, there's really no point in getting it. So I decided to just go through the grass. Again, I didn't want to face any trainers. So now the road to Mt.Chimney is clear. You can set the cable car up. This part is coming to an end. I will show you the cable car part and continue next part. Watch next part. It's gonna be up soon if it isn't already. Simple stuff. And I'll see you guys next time.